welcome intellectuals to our today's wonderful tutorial. So in our today's lesson we are going to talk about we're still on question 10. So we solved in the previous lesson, we solved question A and B, so we are going to see C and D. Okay, so what is our question D now all about? So question D is, so I think question C now is because we did A and B. So question C is 2 cos squared x is equal to cos x. Okay, so don't make a mistake of start dividing here, because we need to make cos x the subject of the formula. So what you do, take this cos x to the other side. You're going to have 2 cos squared x minus cos x is equal to 0. From this now you can factor out cos x, because cos x is what is common. So we are going to say cos x. So once you divide this cos x, this is same as we are dividing x into x squared, we remain with x. So meaning cos squared x divided into cos squared x, we are going to remain with 2 cos x, because cos x times 2 cos x, we still get back to 2 cos squared x. Then into cos x into cos x, we have minus 1 is equal to 0. So we can make two equations. One is going to be equal to cos x is going to be equal to 0, or 2 cos x minus 1 is going to be equal to 0. So we are going to solve two equations here. Our first equation is cos x is equal to 0, and our second equation is going to be equal to 2 cos x minus 1 is equal to 0. So here it is very simple. You are just going to look for two special angles that give cos x is equal to 0. So one I gave you in the previous lesson, I told you guys to say that cos 90 is equal to 0, also cos 270. Okay, and when you go to these special angles, these things are very, very simple to understand. Okay, so the value of x is going to be equal to, that's why I told you that special angles are very important. Cos x is going to be equal to 90, and at the same time cos x is going to be equal to 270, because when you try this on your calculator, you're going to appreciate that cos 90 and cos 270 is just 0. So we can come to this side and solve for x. So 2 cos x, you take this to the other side, you're going to have 1. Since it is negative, we divide by 2, you divide by 2, the cos x is going to be equal to half. So now, what is your first thing you are going to do, guys? You are going to look for the reference angle. So the reference angle which gives us, which gives cos x to be half is just 60. So the angle is 60 because cos 60 is half. Okay, you understand that. So the next thing, you talk about the quadrants. So the quadrants now, where is cos x positive? Because here we know that half is just positive. Where is cos x positive? Cos x is positive in quadrant 1, okay, also in quadrant 4. That is what you have to appreciate when you have, I know the quadrant is like this, the circle. I always talk of this, or students take chemistry or calculus, since we are dealing with mathematics, take calculus. So we are going to say here all are positive and here cosine is positive. So we have two quadrants, the first and the fourth quadrant. Okay, so what happens? What is the value of x? What is the value of x in the first quadrant? So in the first quadrant, the value of x is maintained. So the value of x is just the reference angle. I'm sure now you are appreciating what we were talking about in the holiday. That's why I decided, guys, that these equations we are going to do them when you open, so that you appreciate what we are actually doing now. So now what is going to happen in the fourth quadrant? In the fourth quadrant, the value of x is equal to 360 minus the reference angle. So the value of x is equal to 360 minus 60. That's the reference angle. So the value of x is 300 degrees. So you can even write now to say x is equal to, where can I write now? You can write even here to say x, therefore x is equal to, start with the smallest, is you have 60 degrees to just found the first place. We have 90, you have 270, then you have 300. So that means to say, even if you press on your calculator cos 60, cos 90, cos 270, and cos 300, will just give you the same answer. Okay, so that's how you go about this. So that's how you go about this kind of a question. So let's now look at question D. 2 cos to the power 3x is equal to cos x. Just the same way, you bring that cos x to the other side. So the mistake you can make is to divide. I'm emphasizing, don't divide. Once you divide, you're going to get some values of x and others are going to be omitted. So 2 cos to the power 3x minus cos x. So what you can do here, you can factor out the value of x. So what are you going to do here? You are going to say cos x is equal to, so we are going to say, here, once you divide here, you are going to have 2 cos, since we have 3, are going to remain with 2 there, x, then here it's just 1 is equal to 0. So we have two equations. The first equation is cos x is equal to 0, which is just the same as this one. So I can even answer in advance to say that the value of x at this point is x is equal to 90 and x is equal to 270. Okay, so let's just deal with this other equation, okay, which is equation 2. Equation 2, have 2 cos squared x minus 1 is equal to 0. Very simple. So what you can do, you can just take this to the other side. So I'm going to have 2 cos squared x is equal to, this will become positive 1. We divide by 2 everywhere. We divide by 2 everywhere. So what you are going to get, you're going to get to say, are going to get cos squared x is going to be equal to half. So what you can do here, you can say roots and roots here. So you're going to get your cos x to be equal to positive or minus, this is same as 1. You know, when you write this same as root of 1 minus root of 2. Okay, which you are going to appreciate now to say that this is just the same as 1 over root of 2, and this can be also be rationalized. When you rationalize the denominator, you're going to have positive or minus root of 2 over 2. You know how to rationalize the denominator, guys. You can multiply root of 2 everywhere. Root of 2 times root of 2 is just 2, and 1 times this, you get this. So after having that information, what you're going to do now, since you have made cos x the subject of the formula, the next thing is to find the reference angle. So here, the cos which gives us root of 2 over 2 is 45. So the reference angle is 45. Okay, So the next thing now is to find the quadrant. Since we have positive and negative, okay, positive and negative, that means the reference angle, I mean the quadrants, the value of x lies in all the quadrants. When you have positive or minus, just know that it's all the quadrants. So let's now solve the value of x. So in the first quadrant, what is the value of x? The value of x is maintained in the first quadrant, so it's just 45 degrees. What happens in the second quadrant, guys, is 180 minus the reference angle, which is going to be equal to 180 minus 45. It's going to give us how much? So 180 minus 45 is 180 minus 45 is 135. So we get 135 degrees. So in the third quadrant, what do we have? In the third quadrant, that is for tan. Okay, so in tangent we have 180, just the opposite of the second quadrant, plus theta. So it's 180 plus 45. You are going to have 225 degrees. So in the fourth quadrant, what is the value of x? Is 360 minus the reference angle. So 360 minus 45, you get 315 degrees. So now interesting part is that the value of x becomes to be equal to, we just write in order. So we just start with 45 there, 45 degrees, followed by 90, then where is followed by 135, then we can follow by 225, then by 270. I'm just respecting the order, guys. We have done everything. Then 315. This is the value of x. So guys, my main emphasis, like I've been emphasizing on this, guys, make sure number one, if you want just to be okay, if you just want to be okay with equations, that's why I rate this topic to be the issue of equations to be done once you open, guys, because during the holiday we are just sleeping, guys. I don't even know most of you are even watching the videos. So make sure you understand number one, special angles. Number two, quadrants. Number three, you need to understand, what else do we need to understand? You need to understand trig identities. If you are okay with these three, I don't think you are good. There's a question which you are going to fail in trigonometry. And mind you, if you don't understand trigonometry, it's not a case, but a fact that you are going to suffer semester 2 in mathematics, because calculus is complex numbers and matrices requires the understanding from special angles, because you're going to meet a lot of angles. You also need to add number 4, know how to convert from degrees to radians. So guys, for you who need help, like I said, I don't think I've mentioned this in this lesson. For you who need help in mathematics, chemistry, physics, and biology, don't forget to inbox me on this number, WhatsApp me. I'm going to get back to you as soon as you do. So just the information you have to know first, registration just goes at 70 kwacha per course. So you can WhatsApp me so that you'll be able to access those videos that are making you not to understand fully what I'm solving here, because I know some of you are lost. Where is x? Why is cos x is root of 2 over 2 is becoming, the reference angle is becoming 60, or is becoming 45. So for those guys who were doing tuitions in the holiday, these are just some jokes, So guys, so pay attention to what we are actually doing. You are going to appreciate this so soon. So thank you for watching, guys. See you in the next lesson.